joining me today. The video I have for you today is all drugstore makeup. I will be putting on a full face of makeup using all drugstore. This was a bit of a challenge for me. I do feel that there are really good drugstore makeup items, but I think it's also real hit and miss as well. So as you know from watching any of my other videos, I tend to go more on the middle end of the makeup lines, or even on the higher end on some items, and I don't incorporate enough drugstore items. I do have quite a few drugstore items, and the idea was to combine them all together and to make this video happen. So we're going to play with makeup today. We're going to put together a look, and it's going to be using all drugstore items. The only thing that I will be using that's not from the drugstore are my brushes and my makeup sponge, just because the Beauty Blender is the only one that really works for me, and I didn't really want to have to go out and buy all new brushes that I may or may not use because I like the brushes I have. So with that, I think everything else is from drugstore, and we're going to see how this is going to turn out. And so I'm going to move you in closer and we're going to begin. Okay, wow, that's up close and personal. So I have a mirror right off to the side right here out of screenshot that I'm going to be looking to, and then of course my viewfinder. So hopefully this is all going to work. So first off is primer, and the primer I chose is the L'Oreal Lumi primer. I do like this primer a lot. It's very hydrating, very moisturizing, and it gives a nice luminous finish. As always, I will have all the products in the box, in the description box, which is where you see the arrow underneath the picture that will pull down the screen. And every video, I always have all the links to all the products. So hopefully that will help you guys. And if you find something that you want to try, you'll be able to do that as well. So, all of a sudden, when I decided I was going to film this today, I realized that I have all of these breakouts going on, so we'll see how that turns out. But that was the primer. And now I was debating. I have my choice of Milani Conceal and Perfect or L'Oreal 24-Hour Infallible Pro Glow. I think I'm going to try the Milani. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. This is a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and it comes in a pump, and I am in the shade medium beige. It is very full coverage, which I tend to like. I think because I have so much going on. I have so much, you know, red and discoloration. I mean, I think if you had really perfect even toned skin, you might not want to do the full coverage thing, but I don't know. The only trick with full coverage is you gotta make sure it doesn't get all cakey on you. I've used this before. I don't know why I don't pick it up more. I think, do you ever get like that where you get kind of stuck on certain things and then you kind of put aside the ones to the back of the drawer with that? Alright, so now that's done. Now I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm going to use, I hardly have any left, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I had just a little bit left, and I was like, this isn't really my go-to concealer anymore. I'm really stuck on the Shape Tape from Tarte. But being that this is drugstore, gotta do what we gotta do. And I'm in the color Light Pale on that one. And then I'm using my Beauty Blender to move this out. I do like this concealer. I think it covers pretty well. I will say though, since I started using the Tarte Shape Tape, they're just, honestly, I've used so many concealers, and with it setting into my crease and caking up and creasing and becoming a hot mess on my mature skin, a powder. All of my powders are higher end, and I did see it, a couple beauty influencers use this one for a, why am I having so much problems opening this? A couple beauty influencers using this for a drugstore. So I went ahead and bought it, rushed right out and got it, and we'll see what happens with this. I don't know. I might have just wasted some money. Anyhow, it's the Rimmel Stay Matte in, what is it in? Just translucent, I think. Yeah, translucent. Alright, let's go. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's not so bad. I just put a very light amount. I don't powder a lot in general. Next, I'm going to bronze, and my bronzer is going to be the Physicians Formula Butter Bronze. It smells delicious. It smells like coconuts and Island Tropics, and it smells heavenly. Okay, so I'm not going to do a lot of contouring. I'm just going to do, really, I was wanting this to be more like an everyday kind of makeup look, nothing like too extreme. And for the highlighter, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild highlighting powder, the Mega Glow, and it's in the shade, I don't know, oh, Precious Petals. Now with this kind of highlighter, I always want to be careful because highlighter really has a way of not sitting well on mature skin and showing too much texture. So I always want to kind of be careful. Well, we're going to be going in with blush, and the blush today is going to be Milani's Luminoso. This is a cult favorite as well. I adore it. It's one of my favorites. It's a beautiful luminous peach tone. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I just feel like sometimes, you know, when you get looks that are really intricate, number one, you're really unsure if you can even pull it off and do such a thing. And two, you know, a lot of times I'll hear people say, well, you know, who has time to do that? And so I was trying to do something that's very time friendly and time sensitive. Okay, so that's that. Now moving on to brows. This is where I had to really search because I like Benefit's brow products, I like ABH's brow products, and so of course neither one of those are drugstores. So I went ahead and I got the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Brunette. It's got the pencil on one side, the spoolie on the other, and we're going to give it a go. We'll see how we do. Forgive me if I go out of the screen too much. I'm going to try not to, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move you a little bit more towards there. So what I like to do is I like to get a line going on the top. This color is not the greatest. It's a little that, and I'm going to do my other one off camera so I don't bore you. But so then the brow gel, I usually once again use a different product, but I have the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in the shade light to medium. So I'm going to use that to coat it. It has a color to it. I normally don't use the ones with color because I find the color kind of throws it off. Clean up the brow. This makes all the difference in the world when you have a brow that's gone terribly astray. Just clean it up. Sometimes I have to and sometimes I don't, you know. Every day, I swear, between wing liner and brows, they just have their mind of their own sometimes. And sometimes you could do it in a false swoop, and sometimes it takes you a while to put it together. Okay, there's brow number one, and now I'm going to do the second brow. Okay, the brows are on now, so now we're going to move on to the eyes. So I went ahead and picked up the Milani, what's this called? The Milani Earthy Elements Everyday Eye. Lights might cancel it out a little bit. Let me open it up. Maybe you'll be able to see it better without the shine there. Beautiful palette. They all have like a frost to it, which I'm not crazy about because I really feel like you need a matte in there somewhere. But because this is an all tutorial for Drugstore, I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl. So first off, I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to go into this medium brown shade right here, and we're going to give this a nice sweep over the middle of my crease, going back and forth very lightly and giving myself a transition. I'm really not focusing it too much, or worry about where I'm focusing, I should say, other than giving it nice wash of color right in there. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the reddish orange shade right there, the middle one, and I'm going to focus this a lot more on the crease line. So I'm going to really try to get that brush into that crease and just keep it right there, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush to define it a little bit more. I'm going to go in with that same orange shade, and I'm going to be really precise to keep it right there. Like I said, I'm not crazy with the fact that they're all so shimmery. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. This brown one down here. With the same small, what is this? This is a contour eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to go on the inside, or the outside. And I'm really just trying to darken up. Okay, now I'm going to take a plain brush and I want to blend out the top a little bit and get that line diminished. So I'm just going to buff out any harsh lines. I'm really going to need, hold on, let me do my lid real quick. In my lid I'm going to use this light shade right here and put that, pack that all over my lid area. Well, this doesn't have a lot of interesting. It has a lot of shimmer but not a lot of color. It looks almost like a highlighter. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not digging that for... That'd be pretty to be a topper though. Alright, let me grab a color from another. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of a cream I have from another quad here. This is a Wet n Wild quad here. Okay, much better. Now I'm going to go back in with that color because I lost a little bit in that with that dusting of that white color. Just a little bit with what I had left on my brush, and get that crease redefined. I would definitely say it's not the kind of thing, in my opinion, that you would take traveling with you. You would need other things coming with it. It would not be your only eye look. Just saying. Because what I'm noticing even is that these colors, because there's so much sheen to them, they're very, very pretty though, but since there's so much, they almost blend together. Now we're going to move on to eyeliner, and I am going to use the Milani, I've never used this before, Eye-Tech Liquid Liner. It looks like this, and I'm going to do it off camera, and I will be back. Okay, so I went ahead and put on liner, and I used this Milani Eye-Tech Liquid Eyeliner. Horrible. I'm so sorry. Horrible. Did not work for me at all. I got through this eye okay, and then when I went to do this eye, it started like getting dried out when it's a brand new one, and so I was shaking it up and tipping it over, and then when I went back to correct this one, it started wiping off the stuff from this one, so I had to pull out the big guns and use my other stuff. So epic fail for that, but that's what I used. Then I went ahead and used my palette, and I just put in the orange shade. Here, let me open that. The reflection's getting you. I went ahead and put this in all under the lash line, and then I darkened it up with that and smoked that out. And then I really felt like it was all just too shiny and too warm, so I threw in a gray, because I didn't want to go sheer black, a gray Maybelline Master Drama eye pencil in my waterline, just to kind of give it a little something that's not neutral brown frosty. So I did that, and then now I'm getting ready to go in with my mascara, and I bought, where did I put it? Oh, right here. I bought the Covergirl Supersizer mascara, so I'm going to be putting on that, and I'm going to be putting on lashes. The lashes I'll be using, has to stay with Drugstore, is the Ardell Natural Demi Whispies, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my mascara is on and my lashes are on, and oh my goodness, I am falling back in love with this. I have not used that in a while. It's the Supersizer mascara from Covergirl. Love, love, love it. It goes on so great, and the lashes are super easy to apply as well. So I feel like we have our look all done. All that's left is lips, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Exaggerate by Rimmel in the color, who knows what color, Addiction. And the only one I had a liquid lipstick is this one. Hopefully it goes, oh, it's looking a little bit too, actually in the thing it doesn't look quite as nude. I'm going to try for this. If this looks too pink, then I'm going to change it, but let's try this. It's a NYX Liquid Suede in the color Soft Spoken. Let's give that a shot. So first I'm going to line my lips. And now I'm going to try to put this on. I thought it was much more nude, not so rosish, but it's looking awful rosish in that. Those are really, really pretty colors. Okay, well there you go. So let me pull you back. I'm not all up in your face. Okay, oh, and the final touches is the L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Extender Setting Spray. That smells good. I like that one. I've used this one before. Alright, so going back, I realize now this can be done. You can do all Drugstore, minus my brushes. Looking back, the setting spray is a winner for sure. I think I really liked everything minus the eyeliner was a complete fail. So I'll stick with my Kat Von D or one of my other ones. And the only other thing that I really had a problem with was this palette. And I think that this is a great addition to other palettes, but on its own, because, you know, it has so much shimmer going on. So I normally do not like putting shimmer in my crease line but I think overall it turned out okay. So there you go, 100% Drugstore. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Hope you have a great day. Bye guys.